Well, I'm back in my shop again. It's January 3rd, 2017, and I'm going to start off the new year with a new violin. I was at the lumber yard this past fall, picking through their pile of maple for another project. Look what I found. Look at this. Birdseye maple. Fellow at the lumberyard didn't even know what it was. So I picked up this board, and I'm going to turn that one into a violin and at least one guitar. I've already done some cutting, and I'll give you a little peek at what I've done so far. The first thing I did was to take the maple and cut it into some strips. They ended up being 1 millimeter thick, just a hair over, 32 millimeters wide. And we scrape them down and make them nice and smooth for the violin sides. And then heat them up and bend them onto my form, like so. So this is called the garland right here. And you want to see what I use to bend the pieces of wood together? Check this out. This is my violin wood bending rig. Listen, never be intimidated by these violin making people that tell you have to have a certain expensive tool you can buy off of eBay or whatever. This is a Wagner gun. I think that was 20 bucks. Some plumbing. I use this radius here for the C-bouts, and this is a little thicker, and it works terrific. Just put a little water on the wood and bend away. My favorite tool. And I made another one that looks like this. So check that out. This one is made from a piece of a sailboat mast. And I use this for the guitar. Works fantastic. Cost me virtually nothing. So okay, this is my sides. The maple's going to be the back, and I got another piece of spruce. This also came out of my backyard. We've glued it together, traced out a fiddle on it. I'm going to plane this side down a bit, and I'm going to hope and pray that these knots don't interfere with my terrific plans. I have a couple new little additions to my violin making workshop. I got given an old rusty carpenter's vise, and I spent the day the other day sanding it down and painting her. Let's see if you can see her. Look at this thing. Pretty sharp. Vintage, around 1950s or so. Painted it up, and I went and did the letters and all that. And then I made this jig here. Can you see it? Just to hold my plate in place while I do the carving. And I've tried out an experiment which I'm not happy with, using a safety planer. Neat tool, okay? Neat tool from Stuart McDonald. Tried terracing the wood. Always looking for a faster way to carve a violin. And let me tell you, faster is not better. Doing it the old-fashioned way with hand tools is accurate, less chance for mistakes, and right now I'm regretting some of what I've done here, and I may actually throw this away and start over. Here's the safety planer on the drill press. Spins just like that, and it's got some blades in here. And it acts like a planer, and you can thickness wood. Very handy for some things, but I'm not thrilled about using it for the violin back. So here we are a couple hours later. I've got the violin back roughed in and ready to mark the purfling. These are the only tools I used to carve this out. Not a big deal. And then over here, in my new trusty vise, I've got the spruce clamped up, and I just finished planing it. with this nice Stanley number 5 I got for $30 at an antique shop. So I'm going to mark this out and then do my rough cut. Okay, later the same day, it's still Monday. There we go, focus. I'm roughing out the belly plate out of that piece of spruce that was here that I planed down. Another chilly morning, and I'm back out in the shop. Yesterday I cut out the back plate and the top plate out of the spruce and maple. I cut them to shape, and I roughed them out and carved them to the arch shape I wanted. And I have everything pretty close to where it should be. And right now I'm marking out the lines for where I'm going to hollow it out next. So the next step is to head to the drill press. Well, 9 days later, and I'll give you a little update here. I got some not so good things happening, and some good things. So we finished carving the top, the belly plate, F-holes are cut, and the purfling is in. On the garland, I built a bass bar, the bass bar in place. You can see some of my marks still. And I finished the top. Came out nice. I got happy with my arch and the purfling, and nice and smooth, and carved it out and tuned. This maple's been in my shop here for half a year, and I thought it was pretty dry out here. In the house, I keep the moisture at 40% humidity. So this has been in the house for a week while I've been carving it. Yesterday I was already got this garland on the top. Pretty excited about putting the back on. Today, not going to happen. It shrunk. So if I match up this side, pretty good. Let's see. Right? Look at it. It shrunk. 3/16 of an inch, at least, sideways. So, what do I do? What do you think? Throw it away? Make another one? I did not enjoy carving this with these stupid knots. I'm thinking I cut the whole thing in half. Laminate a piece in. Don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to give it a try. And we'll find out what happens. Well, I did it. I cut my precious violin in half. Look at that. Looks like one of those science exhibitions. So now I'm going to go over to the saw and cut myself 6 millimeters of wood and see if we can glue it in. Well, today is January 12th. Yesterday I had to cut my back plate of my violin in half because it had shrunk. So here are the results to share with you. Here's the back plate put together. Don't look too close. I tried to match the grain, but when I was scraping it down and all, you can see it, but whatever, it works. And here's the inside. I had to do a little retuning. So anyway, now I'm ready to install the back plate onto the violin and see what happens next. It's January 13th. And we have the corpus together. That's what we call the body of the violin when it's assembled. Here's the back with that piece I added in. I tried to match the grain, but it didn't work out. I had to patch the purfling. It's okay. So that's done. And last night I couldn't help but start the scroll. So this is how far I've gotten. Carved this side a little bit. It generally takes about, good grief, maybe 2 days to make a scroll and a neck. working all day. It's time consuming, or you can buy a cheap one on eBay for 10 bucks. Alright, back to carving. Today is January 16. Been 2 weeks since I took a piece of wood and started carving it into a fiddle. I'm out in the shop and it is right around 20 degrees or so. My workbench is trashed. I thought I'd show you where I'm at right now. I've got the violin assembled. I carved the neck over the weekend. The scroll. This morning I fit the nut. I carved the bridge yesterday. The nut. So I got some cleanup to do. And I have a set of strings in the house and some pegs. And we're going to set it up and play it and see what she sounds like. I'm pretty excited. Well, here we go. The temperature skyrocketed to 32. All done. I got her all set up. That's just a neat little tuner. Rosewood fittings. I got the string height where I like it. And I still have glue to clean up and little things to clean up on the button. You can see my repair where I sawed the violin in half. Could have done it quicker, 14 days. But I had to saw the fiddle in half and do some other stuff. It sounds good. I got 15 minutes on it maybe. Maybe not even 15 minutes. Well, let's see. Sounds good. Still breaking in. I'll play it for a day or two, and then I'll take it apart and varnish, and that will probably have to be on another video. Hope you like it. I do.